So, Peeps, I'm going to show you something that terrifies me. This is the voice feature of ChatGPT. Could you please tell me what the minimum size wet vent serving a water closet is in the Ontario Plumbing Codebook?
According to the Ontario Building Code, the minimum size for a wet vent serving a water closet is 2 inches. If you have any other questions about plumbing codes, feel free to ask.
Could you please tell me, if I have 3 water closets on the same drain, what size must the drain become after I introduce the 3rd water closet?
According to the Ontario Building Code, once you have 3 water closets on the same drain, the drain size downstream of the 3rd water closet needs to be at least 4 inches. Let me know if you need any more details.
What size must my vent become before going through the roof of a house?
According to the Ontario Building Code, if a vent pipe is going to pass through the roof and might be exposed to frost, it needs to be increased in diameter by at least 1 size, but it can't be less than 3 inches. So, that's the minimum size before it goes through the roof. If you need any more details, just let me know.
In the Ontario Plumbing Code, what's the drain size for a bidet, minimum size?
According to the Ontario Building Code, the minimum drain size for a bidet is 1¼ inches.
In the Ontario Plumbing Code, if the bidet drain size is 1¼ inch, what should the vent size be minimum?
In the Ontario Building Code, if the bidet drain size is 1¼ inches, the minimum vent size should be 1 inch. If there's anything else you need, just let me know.
So, I wanted to do that experiment with you because I was kind of taken aback the first time I did that. So this is the second time I've checked ChatGPT about the Ontario Plumbing Codebook. There are some things that ChatGPT just said that are inaccurate, but there are things that ChatGPT was accurate about. I wanted to have this conversation with you plumbers out there because I think it's an important one to have, first of all, and also it kind of allows us to understand the trajectory of this technology. And the first thing is this, and this is my opinion of this. I don't think trades are as bulletproof as everybody is saying they are. Not to say that we're going to have robots in the next week taking over our work and our career, but that is to say that there's already technology out there that has learned and is learning our Ontario Plumbing Code. And I encourage you to take ChatGPT and start asking it questions about your plumbing code wherever you may be. I do think AI is going to be a revolutionary technology that is going to affect every career, and I don't think plumbers and tradespeople are going to be immune to this. I think the only thing that we might have going for us at this present time is that it seems like we don't have the technology of robots being able to do what we do with our physical bodies yet. But if you see some of the stuff that's already out there, especially if it's not AI generated, there is some really big leaps and bounds as to what these robots are able to do. But there's one thing that's very clear to me that robots do not bring into the conversation, or AI doesn't bring into the conversation, and it's this. It's human baggage. The baggage of us having sleepless nights because we are raising kids, or us having sleepless nights because, we suffer from insomnia. Human error in general, our inability to cope with really tough situations, rolling our eyes when we find something to be irritating, getting frustrated with things that might be not working correctly. All these sorts of things, all this human baggage, all this human error is not something that AI is bringing into the conversation. That is something very human. And the truth is that if you take and eliminate human error and all that human baggage, it's easier for employers. It's easier for an employer to ask something that will always say yes, that will always have the right answers. It's easier to ask that thing than the other thing that has the potential for having an emotional outburst sort of thing. So I think inevitably, it is going to be easier for plumbing company owners to ask a robot to do something, obviously, because it doesn't have all this baggage that humans kind of bring into the conversation. Now, it must also be said that there is baggage that AI brings into the conversation. Obviously, it made some errors there. It didn't have all the right answers. Obviously, AI also hallucinates. Obviously, sometimes it lies, that sort of thing. So there are things that are still not in favor for the AI, but at some point, I fear that it's going to be much stronger, if it's not already much stronger than what the human mind can do, you sort of thing. And the reason why I'm having this conversation is because there's like 2 obvious things to me that we kind of have to put in check. The first thing is that At this very moment, you as a plumber, if you don't have your plumbing license, you now have a tool that can talk to you about the plumbing code, okay? Which is good. It's an additional tool in your arsenal. You could always refer to it if you need to. But the other issue now is that your customers have the exact same tool as you. They are also able to refer to AI to ask it questions about the Ontario Plumbing Code to verify everything that you're doing. And that's not to scare you because you are attempting to do everything wrong. That's not it. It's just the environment, unbeknownst to us, has become much more difficult and much more accurate at the same time. We're all plumbers, we're humans, we make mistakes, of course. It's a much more difficult world now because these mistakes are going to be much more obvious to the customers that are able to refer to ChatGPT. So now you have to, as a plumber, have one up on the customer, which I hope you always do, which is the one thing that you did by going to school is you learned how to interpret the Ontario Plumbing Code book. And that is an advantage that is so important that it can't be stressed enough. That is the one thing that you're bringing to the table that the customer doesn't have. It's the ability to interpret it. And that's why I'm having this conversation with you. It's basically to say, listen, I don't think we're immune. The arena has already changed. It's already become a little bit more difficult. And your customers have the same access to the same code books now, which means that they can challenge you much more openly and maybe much more accurately. So you have to be prepared. You have to be prepared to be able to take on that challenge, open that code book, show it to them, explain to them how you were taught to interpret it, and then have, obviously, hopefully, a non-heated disagreement or dispute about exactly how to run these pipes or these vents, etc. All that has to happen. You have to be able to do that. And that is kind of the wake-up call that I had that I'm just trying to relate to you. If you had any obstacles in regards to stopping you from getting your license, if you for whatever reason haven't had the drive to do it, or you're not willing to take on those challenges that you need in order to be able to get it and get that done, I just want you to know I had a wake-up call, and I hope you have the same wake-up call, which is, look, the biggest difference between you and your customers at this moment are going to be the interpretation of the code book. And in order to equip yourself to be able to interpret it and prove your expertise, you're going to have to dive into the code book. So this is my way of saying maybe it's time to step up to the plate. Maybe all those things that you've been afraid of with the academic side of plumbing and our trade, maybe it's time to take that bull head on. Grab it by the horns. Find out exactly what you're bad at. Sit down, write a list. What are you bad at? Are you bad at math? Are you bad at memorizing? Are you bad at sitting in a classroom? Do you struggle with learning disabilities? What is it? Write a list. Find out what that is, because this thing is not bad at any of those things. I mean, yes, it got things wrong, obviously, but it's just getting better, and it's just getting smarter. And if you aren't also getting better and getting smarter, I'm afraid, personally, that you're not going to be able to compete. And if you want to compete, if you want to continue to feed your family, if you want to be able to deal with the uncomfortable situation of your client having the same understanding of the code book, maybe misinterpreting the code book, and you'll be able to take on that situation, then you have to wrestle with the code book that is attributed to the place that you currently work and currently live. So let me know down in the comments below, do you feel the same sort of concern? Or do you think maybe, it just is what it is and life will continue on as we saw it over the past 20 years or 30 years or however old you are? Do you think we'll ever get to a point where robots will be able to go in and literally cut open a piece of drywall, remove that drywall skillfully, repair a pipe, put the drywall back, mud it back, etc.? You know what I mean? Will they be able to do everything? If you're struggling with school, I just want to give you a couple of free resources that I'm currently working on from our Plumbing Academy. So first of all, we have a plumbing resume course there. If you're trying to get your apprenticeship up and running, go to maltaplumbingacademy.com. Links are down below. Check out our plumbing resume course. It's 100% free. You also get the template so that you can work on it yourself. That's number one. We do have a math plumbing fundamentals course that's going to be free that I've finished editing. I'm just compiling it and putting it into a course right now. And then I have a paid version, which isn't plumbing fundamentals. It's called plumbing math, and it goes through all the math you're going to encounter in your entire apprenticeship. It is literally everything from basic plumbing all the way to your CFQ. And that's basically it. Peeps, thanks for watching. Do me a favor, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so you know exactly when we're getting videos. Join our newsletter so you know when those free courses are coming out, and also when there are new content on the channel and new content coming out on the academy. And share this video with other plumbers. Find out what they think. Do they think this is as concerning as I do? Do you think it's concerning? Let me know. And I'll see you plumbers very soon. Kenny Molotov, guys. Peace, baby.